I really spent $500,000 on the house with granny. I'm really out here dancing, I'm really not romantic. I really got that patty. Hey, I really know it's Eddie.
Yo, man, welcome back. It's First Smoke of the Day, Season 4, Episode 39. It's your boy Pat God's here. I'm here with Blackleaf, co-host, and we're at the
Fresh Trees Gallery in LA.
Gallery, man. We got a super special guest in the building. Backpack Boys in this bitch today.
Yes, sir.
Highly requested, highly respected, well-connected.
Yeah.
We got my man in here today. Come bless us and rap with us a little bit, man. What's good?
Oh, shit, same old shit, but I appreciate you guys for having me, man.
Man, appreciate you
that.
coming in and getting on here and making it happen. Shout out to Doja too, man, for making it happen. He
Straight the
put the
fuck
call
up.
in. Homie called me the next day, and now here we are the next week.
Yeah, shout out my boy Ryan, man. Doja Pack, man. My boy stay being the John Stockton for me, man. He stay doing that, man. You do a lot of cool shit you don't even have to, bro. Salute.
Yeah, for real.
You guys make
100%.
waves in LA, bro. You guys been making big waves in LA. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Echoes.
Big
Crazy.
time. I mean, and for me, it kind of came out of nowhere, but I'm familiar with the sesh scene, so like I saw it like coming in, more and more, just like the Backpack Boys, like this is becoming a real thing, and then the lifestyle hit. And you really started seeing a lot of people with backpacks, a lot of people with the clothes, a lot of people, with the bags, obviously everywhere, and just started spreading all throughout the subculture. You know what I mean? So,
Thanks.
talk to us about just kind of your beginnings and maybe how you came up. California? Are you a Californian?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Pittsburgh, California. It's about 20 miles east of Oakland, East Bay area. Shit, bro, this shit started just like anything else, bro. Like Prop 215 delivery service. I got tired of doing certain things, bro, and I started developing a conscience for certain things that I was doing. No longer wanted to play in that field. And I had a homeboy of mine, bro, that he had what he would say was a Prop 215 delivery service. But he's a parolee. I mean, he was a parolee like me, and I'm running around seeing this fool selling weed, and he ain't getting in trouble. Like I even got pulled over with him one time, and like they gave him his weed back and shit. And to me at the time, like that was unheard of. The Prop 215 should obviously have been going around for a long time at that time. This was 2016, but bro, I just wasn't used to seeing no shit like that. You know what I mean? And so then he told me, I'm like, yo, like how you doing this, bro? Like what are you doing? And he's like, bro, I got a lawyer. I went and paid $4,400, and he pretty much gave me this binder that said that I could sell weed legally. And I'm like, hell no. I'm like, for real? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh fuck no, bro. Hell no. Basically, we went, bro, and we went to the lawyer, and it ended up being $4,200. I saved $200.
Hell yeah.
And a month later, he was giving me a binder that said I had a Prop 215 delivery service, and that's how it started. And then as far as the name, at the time, I would always have a backpack, bro, because I was into MMA, like really tough. Fought professionally, fought a lot of amateur fights and all. But I used to always run around with my backpack. I would have because I'd have to cut weight. I was, I had my fight camps and little shit like that. So I wouldn't be able to just eat anything. I would always need spare clothes or shit to shower in for after I get off the mat, little shit like. So I'm always running around with my backpack all the time. So then my boy that I was around, it kind of rubbed off on him. He would always run around with his backpack with the shit that he would need for throughout the day. And then so finally came down to like, yo, what we gonna call this? And so I asked him, like, yo, like, what's gonna be our name? This, that, and he just looked at me hella simple, bro, and was like, what you mean, bro? Backpack Boys. I'm like, Backpack Boys? He like, yeah, fool, like, we always got a backpack and we them boys. Like, just like, it was just like, I thought it was kind of funny how he spit out with that, but then I just looked at him after he said that, I'm like, yo, you right. Like, you right, I could fuck with that.
Damn, that's the origins of Backpack Boys, the name.
It was just like that. Like I'm talking about, it was just like random color, like how we chilling right now. I'm like, yo, fool, like, what we gonna call that shit? And like, he just like right off the hip, like, bro, like, what you mean, bro? Backpack Boys. I'm like, Backpack Boys. Like, yeah, bro, we always got our backpacks and we them boys. And I was just like, done. Like, you right. I ain't got shit to say to that. So here we are.
Those are the best ones, man. All organic. I love that.
What's crazy too is like everyone has a backpack. So it like ties you into this like like I said, culture of like, you know, if you are in cannabis and you run around with your backpack or whatever, you just feel like, yo, backpack boys.
Yeah,
you feel a part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's easy to feel a part of it. You know what I mean?
It's a subculture. It's literally its own thing inside cannabis. It's its own niche. You know, it's like, oh yeah, I'm part of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love it. You know, and that's worldwide, because we smoked in other countries and we were like, man, they love you all over the place, bro. They really, you guys really caught the culture strong.
That's why I be feeling like a lot of the times now, bro. Like maybe some brands or some people in the industry kind of go wrong because like especially like with like a lot of chads and stuff like that, right? They come in, they think they got all this money and they're just automatically going to be able to do certain things because you just got all this money and you got certain things behind you. But it ain't really about that, bro. It's about being a part of this culture and just like really knowing what people want and just that's I feel like the culture is everything, bro. Like I love weed. Like my first time ever going to juvenile hall was from my mom flushing down my weed. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I've always been into weed, bro. I always used to, even like in high school, I'd always the Panamanian Reds and I go put like all the shit I used to hear my uncles talk about. I've always just been into it, bro. Like I've always loved that shit.
So weed was like a thing your whole life,
my
basically.
whole life, bro. I've always loved weed.
So
like,
when was the first time you ever smoked weed?
First time I ever smoked weed, I was 13 years old. I smoked a 5-sack of Bammer of just the the stress weed.
Sounds like me.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Literally a $5 bag.
And this is in LA, right? This is in LA.
No, this is in the Bay Area.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, he's from
okay. The Bay.
We'll get into that, but yeah, he's from the Bay Area.
Yeah, it was literally a $5 bag of some bullshit with cracking and popping throughout the whole blunt. Smoking Vegas. Back in the day, we were smoking Vegas. You know what I mean? Like motherfuckers wasn't giving a fuck about no terps back then, bro. Motherfuckers just wanted to get high and wanted that blunt to last as long as it possibly could.
That's a fact.
I didn't give a fuck about how that weed tasted. You know what I mean? I just wanted to get high.
We didn't even know the weed could taste.
You know what I mean? That's straight
For real,
the fuck
that's
up.
a fact.
You know what I mean? And but yeah, even like to see from those days to look at how it is now, bro, it's fucking crazy. I know you probably look at it now and be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's
As far you know what I mean?
Complex.
It's madness. It's crazy. It's really crazy to see how it's like come full circle, you know. And then the Mecca is Cali, right? And to be in the Mecca and see the waves, man, like some brands catch these waves like you guys have, where it just resonates with the culture so heavy that like Pac God said, everyone I'm part of Backpack Boys, bro. Like I you know what I'm saying? I grew up like that, right? Like I feel you on that, man. And I just love that, man. I love that you guys come up with that organically. And like, you know, like you said, coming up in the Bay, like, is that how you guys all came together? Cause it's a crew, right? It's teamwork.
Yeah, for sure. So like I say, it started off as the delivery service and it was just a whole bunch of me going from my spot to gas stations and liquor stores and just meeting people there. And then it was weird, bro, because one day Quan, bro, like he's at my spot one day and he's seeing me running around in my room, just like my phone's going off. I'm going here. I'm weighing this up. Boom, going. Oh, yeah, I'll be right back. I'm going down to the gas station. I'm coming back. And he's just like, yo, bro, like, I think you need some help.
Yeah.
But at the time I was kind of like, on some like, nah, bro, like, why am I going to bring people in? Like, this is my money. This is my work that I'm doing. These are my clients. It was a whole bunch of me's and I's, right? And I'll never forget this, bro. It was like literally like a life changer for me, bro. He just looked at me like hella like nonchalant. I'm just like, or you can look at it like you helping a family. Bro, no bullshit, bro. Like, he just told me that hella nonchalant, just like, you look like you're helping a family, because really what it's all about is like, well, bro, how am I going to pay these people to go do this? This is my clients, my weed, my this. Like, I could do all this. Like, I could, I could do it. You know what I mean? But then he busted that on me. And I just looked at this motherfucker and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, damn, he's right. And bro, I started involving people, and that was the best thing I could have ever did, bro. That was me involving people and creating a solid team is hands down the best thing I could have ever did.
Talk about that. Any advice like on creating that solid team? Because you know you got to go through a lot of people and learn a lot of fucking lessons before you realize like, okay, this is the good, this is the stay away from this.
I think like how you said, bro, the only way you're gonna really find it out is with time and just seeing how people are moving. I took a lot of licks on the chin. We're fucking with the wrong people, and some had worse consequences than others. But a lot of the time, it just ended up being a little money lost. You know what I mean? And
keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
You can't be scared of that,
you know
right?
I mean? Nah, I mean all the ultimately, the L's is what makes a motherfucker. Like, don't get me wrong. Like the wins help a little bit, but ultimately, like what really brings the foundation, I feel, to me and to what we've been going through is just the L's and everything else that a motherfucker done been through that we didn't like. But that's the game.
Yeah, 100%.
You feel me?
Yeah. What was it like growing up in the Bay Area?
Bro, it was probably maybe a smaller version of out here. As far as I'm from a little small town, bro. I mean, it's the same old shit. We was out fucking off. You know what I mean? Really wasn't much to do. You know what I mean? I was, just a normal hard-headed kid. You know what I mean? Normal hard-headed kid running around trying to make something shake. You know what I mean? Trying to get a few extra dollars. That was really about it. I started real early trying to make some money, bro. My first hustle was I used to get the cassette tapes, and this is at the time when like you had the boombox and you had the blank tape you could put, and then you could put the other one to record that, or you could record off the radio. So I used to go and I used to make tapes for people $1 a song. So I would wait, because at the time the radio was real big. So like to hear a certain song, a lot of the time, if you didn't have the tape or whatever, you got to wait for this song to come and play it on the radio. So I would be that fool that would sit there and wait for it and make these tapes for people, $5, you know what I mean? And then one day my mom came with what she called a CD burner, told me about a CD burner. I was like, oh, shit,
sure.
like what? And she showed me how to do that. Yeah. And then from there, I bought my first 3 for $25. Bought my first 3 for $25, 3 dime backs for $25. And I had a homeboy named Brett. He always had all the little fly shoes and all the little fly shit. At the time I was in 10th grade. And he always just had the fly shit. And I'm just like, yo, bro, like what you doing type shit. And he just whipped out these little ass skimpy ass sacks. But at the time, I thought at the time it was something. It's like, yo, bro, this is what I'm doing. I'm just like, oh, okay. So boom, I started doing that. And one thing led to another, bro. But it was always that. But I knew at a real early age though, bro, that I wasn't finna have no job. Like I knew from real early age I wasn't finna have no job. I was finna make something shake as far as with a hustle. Yeah. Like I knew it. I don't know.
It was just in you. Yeah,
I just knew it, bro. I don't like. I've only had like one real job in my life. Like I had paroled in 06, and my stepdad was working at a refinery. Put me on with the refinery, doing some scaffolding work. Bro, I did like fucking probably like 8-9 days of that scaffolding work. Bro, I didn't even show up no more. Dudes calling me like, yo, bro, I got your check. I said, keep that shit. I don't want that shit. I don't never want to go see no fucking scaffolds and none of that shit again. You know what I mean? And then I really like just started doing whatever I was doing at the time. But yeah, no, weed's always been a passion of mine though, bro. Weed's always been a passion. And I don't know, for some reason though, bro, like throughout my life, I've always been blessed with like, people like to buy shit off me, bro. Like for whatever reason, bro. Like one, I know how to do business though for sure. Like I know that definitely has a lot to do with it, because motherfuckers ain't gonna keep coming and grabbing shit from you if you're fucking them over. You know what I mean? So I've understood at a real early age how to what's right and what's wrong and what's the right way to do certain shit. But yeah, bro.
To leave some food on the table for the next man and all
that. Or just make sure you're giving somebody what you know that they want.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Because yeah, you could make a quick buck on something quick, but then what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so, did MMA start when you started getting into MMA? Was that up in SF in the Bay, or was that down here?
So I got into MMA, and so I paroled October of 08. My last time getting out the joint was in 08, and paroled from there October 5th, 08. And about a week and a half later, I'm at a friend's house, and it was like a friend of a friend. I'm listening to this guy, and he's talking about all this shit that he does and all this fighting shit that he does. And there's a lot of people there that I respected that were like giving it up to this fool. And like they were like having a lot of respect towards this dude. And so I'm just looking at this fool. And I'm like, damn, bro, if they're giving it up to him like this and he's really good, like what he's saying he is, like, bro, I could be I could be dope. I don't know, bro. I've always felt like that. I've always felt like if you could do it, why can't I do it? You know what I mean? Like, why?
Yep.
So there from there, I'm seeing him talk about that. He was kind of like cocky, like one of those kind of dudes. So I just want to start asking questions like, yo, bro, like where I go do this at? Like where do I go? And he kind of like nonchalantly tell me, I'll go over here at this time. I didn't think he thought I was going to show up, but I showed up and I got my shit handed to me, bro.
Yeah,
for
first
years.
day.
You know what I mean?
It's like first day in any gym.
You know what I mean? For years I did, you know what I mean? And yeah, bro. For me, that was my best outlet. Like I started staying home. I couldn't stay home up until I got involved with the martial arts. I could not stay home, bro. Like I would come home for 10 days, go back. I'd come home for, you know what I mean? I go in for 10 days. I would just come out for 10 days.
In and out of jail.
Yeah, I'll come out for 10 days, go back in for a year, come back out for 2 months, go back in for 8 months.
What was the problem?
A lot of violations about that. I used to play with guns a lot, bro. I used to have a problem with playing around with guns and just knucklehead shit.
Not the right
You feel
state,
me?
yeah.
But towards the end, it was just a lot of violations, bro. And it wasn't even as hard as I used to make it seem, but just bonehead shit, bro.
Yeah.
But then I found my outlet, and it was the best thing I could have ever did, bro. Did that. And I feel like that's why I started developing the conscience for the other shit that I was doing. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to play around in that game no more. I didn't want to be the reason why, like, my boy was stealing from his kids to go bring it to me.
Right.
Feel me? I didn't want to live like that no more.
So martial arts
and
is
not only that, but you know what, bro? I noticed that, like, that's just for the birds though too, bro. Like, yeah, like you can make some money, but like the money's never gonna stay. Like I would make money, but something would always happen, bro. Like I would take an L here, or someone would get arrested, so I lose that, or something happened over here. Like I was always taking L's, bro, and I feel like it was just because of the karma that I was putting into the shit. You know what I mean? And I'm like, bro, I don't want to do that no more.
Yeah, man. I mean, 100%, bro. And I love to hear it that was the pivoting point, bro. That's
you ever
so
feel
dope.
like if something happens, you ever feel like, oh, I'm still paying for some shit?
I still be thinking like that sometimes.
It's a common thought. Like you know what I mean? I felt that before.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
Where it's like, damn, am I still paying for X, Y, or Z? You know what I mean? A long time ago, whatever, you know, and it's just something I feel like a lot of hustlers feel that or whatever. A lot of people feel that, you know, like coming up. If you had like a upbringing where you seen a lot, you know what I mean? You knew a lot young or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So what was like the transition when you got into fighting and stuff for when, like, how did that lead up to the delivery? And then from the delivery, when you accepted Q's offer, you know, what things started looking like then?
So basically so it went hand in hand. So the delivery at first, bro, and Backpack Boys originally started by selling cannabis syrup. There was a shit called Treeline, right? So
Yeah.
you remember that?
Yeah.
All right. So Treeline was the main reason why we started Backpack Boys. We were selling weed, but that wasn't like our main thing. Like our main thing was this syrup. And the reason why I fucked with it is because like recovery after a hard training session, like, you know, some people would tell me to do this, do that, but I was never really into those type of things. But like weed, I always love weed. And like after a hard practice, bro, to go drink some of this cannabis syrup. And at the time, it was the only one that I knew of that had pure ingredients. Like it was cannabis oil, agave. You know what I mean? It was cannabis oil and agave, like, and vegetable coloring for whatever they were, the color was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was 3 simple ingredients. And I'm really big on that, bro, is with my food and all that shit. Like I'm the guy that when we go eat or when I go to the grocery store, like I'm looking at and seeing what everything's made of. I want to know all this shit. I'm real conscious of what I'm putting in my body. So that's where it started. And so we started off doing that. And it ended up taking off into because I used to always post pictures of the bottles of Treeline just at different parts of the city, like in San Francisco, Oakland, or anywhere I was at. I would post pictures of the bottle of like some dope little background type shit, right? And so I couldn't get the product for like, I don't know, maybe like a few weeks. So I started posting weed just like it's like filler content. So I started posting the weed, but everyone was going crazy for the pictures of weed that I was posting. I mean, and at the same time, I feel like we are different from every delivery at the time because I was driving all throughout this fucking state trying to get the best weed that I could. Like, this is 2016, 2017, where like the hot brands at the time was like Connected with the black bags. You had Green Line Organics. You know what I mean? You had, even at the time, I would drive down here
Orange
for like,
Tree.
Orange Tree was that banana
Tree.
movie.
I missed that Orange Tree strain.
You know what I mean? That was real big for them. And that was even at the time too. Like, they were the first motherfuckers, bro. I remember I would go grab some shit from him and he would give me a big ass case of jars. Like, as far as like packaging, like, you know, that was unheard of at the time. You know what I mean? Like, wasn't really no one having no pack. But that's what it was at first. It was the jars. Like, you could hear motherfuckers coming from a mile away clinking.
Needed a dolly.
Like, you know,
clinking. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how that shit started, man. But
Mason
but
clink. Yeah.
That's what it was though. And that's how that was. And like I said, one thing just led to another, bro. And I'd post these pictures of weed and I would get chimed in on. And I'm just like, oh shit. Like, damn, motherfuckers really fucking with this. And bro, just one thing led to another.
Was it always like quality? Like with the starting of the brand Backpack, like was it always like
it was always about bringing the bet, like the shit that I'm looking at on Instagram that I'm seeing my favorite rapper smoking. I wanted to try to bring that to the city, so like you can enjoy that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to come bring all this weed that no one ever knew how to get. And you come see me, my boy. I got you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On some shit like that. That's what I used to try to do. And I never went nowhere, bro, for like up until maybe like a few years ago, bro. I never popped outside. I never did. Like everyone else used to pop outside and always used to try to get me to pop outside. I didn't want to go outside. I just wanted to sit there and do my thing because I knew once you guys go outside, because Pitt, where I'm from, is a small city. So like we all know the same people. Like we all got the same clients. Like he calls you taking a little bit longer. All right, so he's gonna call me. You know what I mean? That's how it goes out there. So I already knew, bro, like you guys go out, they're gonna call me and they're gonna never call you again. Because you don't got what I got. You know what I mean? You don't got the menu that I got. Bro, a lot of people too, bro, can't even put the work in like that without going out or without having to take some type of break. Like, bro, I ain't never been scared of that, bro. I don't need no break. Like, especially like I was going through some shit. I had a lot of responsibilities that I needed to take care of. So it wasn't no room for breaks. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting there day in, day out, all day, bro, just driving back and forth or sending my boy or doing whatever the fuck it was that we had to do. You know what I mean? To try to build this shit up.
straight up?
I love that, bro. People need to
Damn.
hear that, bro.
That was it. Like,
Yeah. And the whole time it was Backpack Boys. This is what's up.
at the time there was no like the 5 point. 5 points wasn't even nothing yet. Like really, like I got to give a big salute to like Garrison Lane. Garrison Lane was like one of the at the time was really big in what they were doing, and they kind of like embraced us. You know what I mean? And they would put openly out there that they would fuck with us. And I feel like gave us like a little kind of like pat in the ass to like, to help bump us up. You know what I mean?
Huge shout out, Billy Kimber. Huge shout out. They crushed it. They brought OG back heavy to LA.
I had never
come
smoked no fucking
swinging,
OG, bro. Like at that time, bro, like my boy Wu, shout out my boy Wu. He handed me one of them cannons for the first time, bro. I smoked that motherfucker, but my nose was running. I'm fucking tearing up. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? But yeah, that was also a start of something beautiful, bro. Was once I met them and once we were able to start connecting some of the dots between down here and up there. You know, that was a huge point for me. And they just kind of helped me kind of get out of certain mind states and come into the right mind state on a lot, just like in business. Like I understood business and I understand like a lot of like the basic business shit, but like certain things, like I just wasn't in that element. I never had been around the type of people to even put me in that type of headspace. You know what I mean? So
levels of different people.
You know what I mean? And so they were gaming me up on that, and I'm forever grateful for the game that the game that they gave me with that. I feel like they just gave me a book, bro. I read the book and I was able to start applying shit. You know,
Straight up. That's dope.
Yeah,
bigger
man.
business and being able to just come together and click up. How did it work? You know, being from the Bay to LA now, having that connection, and then seeing LA kind of like blow up, like we were talking about.
bro, it's been dope. it's been I would have never thought, like I would have never thought it would have turned into what it turned into, my bro. Like never, like not in 1,000 years. I knew I was gonna be all right. I always knew I was gonna be all right because I've always had that in me. Like, you know what I mean? Get off the whole get up off my ass and go make something shake, Jack.
You pulled up today in the work van, the white
feel
work
me?
van for
Yeah,
real. You can't make this shit up. My man was like,
Slide
where,
and move
where
it.
you want me at? I was like, where?
Beep beep.
Yeah,
What's
it's,
good?
He's
Yeah.
cruising.
And it's a blessing though.
I
bro.
like that.
It's a blessing.
5 points. Where'd that come from? That's obviously the city, right?
Yeah, could you explain like the whole backpack boys?
You
And
guys are
5
great
points?
at it.
So basically, at the time when we were doing that, we wanted to do things to where obviously Backpack was the Bay, 5 points would be LA. So when we do something together, they have their network down here. I have my network up there. Boom, we combine it, it spreads like wildfire.
Yep.
That was kind of like, as far as like in a nutshell type shit. That's what we were
Complimentary.
going for, bro. Because
Brother, sister brand.
his network that he had was completely different than mine. But we all knew the same people, and they were all kind of in the same area. But like I said, I just felt like it was just a good way to like, okay, like you don't know about this, but you're gonna learn about this. But because you know about this, now you're gonna learn about this. And it kind of just worked like that, bro. And we just made a pack on some like, yo, everything that this goes on, this is gonna go on. You know what I mean? Because it represents the whole from up here to down there. It represents it all, and that's kind of what we go. Like even like still now, motherfuckers be like, yo, bro, like why you don't separate it? This time, like yeah, I guess now it's starting to get to the point to where like we could do that, but I don't know. I just like how we started off with it, bro. Like because like I said, it represents here, represents up there, and it's just that's what it was all about. You know what I mean? That's what it was all about from the jump. Is just trying to take over this whole from down there to up there. And I think maybe we did okay.
Hell yeah. You guys
Hell
put
yeah.
battery in each other's backs. I mean, for real, look at that. And then I love that it keeps coming up as teamwork. Like being able to have different teams come together and feed off each other. I mean,
So if you started the delivery in 2016, fast forward us up to like what 2018, or when did it start really like piping out, like LA and the Bay, and you
So-
guys are deciding because now I mean we look around. I want to fill people in on now. Now you go around LA, you're seeing shops that say Backpack Boys. It's everywhere. You guys are exploding as a brand, and I would say the biggest street brand in the rec market. You know, if not to say, you know what I mean. So.
I always from the jump knew that's where I wanted to target was the streets because that's what I most identify with. And
100%.
I know that, bro. The streets influences everything.
Yeah,
Like, you
starts
mean,
there first, right?
It influences everything, and that's always where I felt most comfortable at. I mean, and that's another thing that I feel about like with some of the chatty brands that come in that think they're gonna just sweep shit away. They don't understand about people like you and I, right? It's like, bro, I could go into the places that you go into and I could still thrive and I could still do what you do. You can't go to the places that I can go to and do what I do. Like you can't. So like I feel like we got that advantage, like no matter what. Like, you know what I mean? So you could come in here with your billions and this and that, and like, yeah, like we got our shit established too. You know what I mean? But we don't got like that type of corporate shit behind us. But like we're doing good. And like I said, I feel where we don't got that, we got what I was just telling you to make up for that. Like, I don't know. And you, no matter how much money, you can't buy that.
nah.
It's harder to find that than it is to find structure and people that can scale businesses and you know put things together, like right. So I think that you can't, like, one can be taught, the other is like you either like grew up kind of in it or around it, or you kind of didn't. You know what I mean? So it's kind of either in you or it's not. You know, either you had like this, some exposure younger, you know what I mean, to kind of know like, oh, okay, that's what dope is, or that's what cool is, or whatever. And you know, I remember even like my uncle, like he was all into graffiti or this or that. And like it's always the street scenes, right? Like you say, where it kind of starts first, even like fashion, music, anything that, you know, any kind of cultures you can talk about. it starts in the streets first, and you hear it as a buzz, and you're like, oh, have you heard about this, and the next thing you know, you're looking back 5 years later, and you're like, holy shit, this, that person's huge now. It's crazy or whatever, or 10 or whatever, 20 it could take. But obviously there's a big lead up to it.
The 2018 part that you're talking, like you said, fast forward into there, and it's like it ended up really. You wanted to bring that in?
Yeah, bring it in, man.
Yo, so we actually have we had something that showed up,
some backpack
little
boys in the
something.
building.
So we're gonna bring it
the
in,
backpack in.
and we're gonna put it out over here and show you guys a little something.
Bring it in, Wizzy.
Let's bring it in. Hell yeah.
There it is.
The box came out of the backpack.
Get to the main.
Oh shit. Hey. Look at these. Full die cuts.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Lemon cherry.
Here. Dude, and it's in the shape of a backpack.
You know what I mean?
The full
It's the same ones we sell in the stores, man.
That's
That's killer, man. I love that.
Hell yeah.
That makes so much
Lemon cherry
sense.
gelato. It's that new.
Going back to
You
like
guys
what were
put
saying.
this strain on the map, by the way.
Yeah, that's our staple.
When I saw lemon cherry gelato, that was,
I love it, man.
Woo! Whoa. Oh man. Beautiful batch, man. Absolutely gorgeous. Really is. It's got that sweet, sweet nose.
Candy.
Yeah, it is candied.
That's that's what everybody desires right now, man.
I
like
like
the
how it
candy.
doesn't have that musty. It is sweet, sweet. Like, oh.
And like you said, how it was weird because like about going to 2018, at the time, like I said, the packaging wasn't really too big yet at the time, and like I said, there was some jars. I think that there was a few people that were doing bags here and there, but I didn't really see it too much. So at the time, there was a lot of loose work that was being done, and so then finally, we started putting some packaging with our turkeys, and really for the first few times I did it, it was on some like I'm seeing the market go that way, but I didn't really think it was going to turn into what it did. Like I was known at the time, like I said, it was a delivery service that was known for selling the upper echelon brands that everybody wanted. It then turned into me coming with these bags, and then like I'm thinking when my people would come in, I'm thinking they're gonna go and want the typical shit that they always want. And then so I would go to bring it out the new shit that I had just got for them, but they'd be like, yo, nah, bro, like that shit that you gave me last time with those bags that you did, bro, I want that. And I'm like, for real? He's like, yeah, no, I want that. I don't want that. I'm like, for real? Like, yeah. I'm just like, okay. All right. And then I just started kind of like seeing what was going on with it. And like, yo, bro, going back to what I was saying earlier, like, yo, if they could do it, well, I can't do it. You know what I mean? And I got the resources to do it. I got some people that are putting down, you know what I mean, that know what they're doing, and they don't know nobody but me. Like, you know what I mean? Like they don't know, like I'm the only person that they're fucking with and that they're doing business with. You know what I mean? So I know this is mine. You know what I mean? So yeah, fuck it, let's get this a go. And bro, one thing led to another, and just, bro, I just been like I said, the whole squad just been blessed. It worked great. The love's always been there. You know what I mean? And I think also on the same token, bro, got a lot to do with like, ain't like I'm putting some bullshit in front of your face. Like I'm putting fire in front of your face. You know what I mean?
Bro,
and at the time
crushed
too, like I don't think as far as like the art, the colors, it was at the time, bro, motherfuckers wasn't doing that shit. I mean, now, it's a whole different ball game now. Like motherfuckers be coming up with some shit now. You know what I mean? And I look and I still learn to this day, bro. And if I can learn something from whether it's an established brand or not, like I'm paying attention. Like, ain't nobody that I can't learn from, bro. Like the day that I feel like I can't learn from nobody, bro, I need to get the fuck out of what I'm doing.
Yeah, for real.
Straight up, bro.
You're in the wrong room.
That'd be the problem that I be seeing sometimes, especially like in this industry. Like a person will get to a certain point, And it's like, you can't tell them nothing no more. Like, you can't tell them nothing. And I'm just like, bro, like, that's how you shoot yourself in the dick right there. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be coachable. Like, you got to, no matter what, like, you got to be able to still, you know, change shit up or figure out what the fuck's going on to make it work best. And
that's how you guys are staying where you're at. That just shows you like a sponge. Two things. What are you smoking on, strain wise? And then favorite strain of all time.
Bro, right there.
Lemon cherry gelato.
Lemon cherry gelato.
Wow.
I still smoke that like as if when we first started popping it out. It's my baby, bro. It's my baby, and it done. The thing that I love most about it though too, bro, is people that I don't even know. Like literally, people that I don't even know are like are maybe things are going a little bit better for them in their life because of certain things. You know what I mean? And I really get off on that kind of shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I be feeling too, bro. Like shit went the way it did is because like I don't fuck nobody and I genuinely be doing shit to try to help. So I be feeling like just the good karma just came back and slapped the motherfucker in the face hard, you know what I mean? Because I'm always genuinely on that shit. I done took a lot of fucked up L's just behind trying to help motherfuckers and put motherfuckers in the right position. I thought it was an L, and then next thing you know, motherfucker get blessed in another way. You know what I mean? But that's how I really feel that it's all about, bro. And that's what even going back, like I don't got no bad, like I don't got no conscience about what I'm doing, bro. I feel like I'm helping, if anything. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why I feel like things be going good, bro. Like, I love what we do.
There's a lot of batches of lemon cherry gelato. I've seen this strain got out a little bit. Yours is way different than anybody's I've seen. Your grower crushed it, and this cut is like the one. Like I see some fake shit then because it ain't this. This is very different than what I've seen some other people try to name lemon cherry gelato as.
Yes,
just to be honest.
No, absolutely.
Like they had some runts or some Sunset Sherbet looking stuff. This is so sweet and so different, and I can. Just knowing weed, I can tell already just from the smell how strong it is. It's some potent weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It as long as it's been around, people still love it. And like I said, bro, I still can't get enough of it. I'm really kind of curious though too, because right now, as you see, like Candy Terps is like what's going crazy in the market right now. It's kind of what everybody wants right now.
It seems like people are trying to move on from it, but there's nothing to move on to.
That's why I want to know what's the next thing. You know what I mean? How many more years do you think that we got with Candy Terps being in?
I think they got everything one by one, and now they want everything together. I think like we've had Pat Gotts and I've had discussions about candy gas and how we think that might be the next wave. Is that I don't want to speak for you, but the candy gas that they had the OGs, then we had the exotics, and we have had some candies, and now we want it all together. We want the gasoline and the candy, and you know what I'm saying? It's like everyone's getting greedy. We had that. I don't want to smoke two different strains. I want it all together now.
That makes
Combine
sense.
all that shit. Come to me with it.
I think it's just about having a new characteristic or a new trait to it. Something different, right?
Great, yep. Great call.
The originals will come back, right?
Sour
as
diesel.
like novelty, but I don't think that's like something you're gonna look forward to smoke in the morning. You know what I mean?
Nice.
At the end of the day, so it does need to be something new. I feel like, and it's like, where do you go from here? You know what I mean? As far as like, you know, there's the candy, and then there's like the Z, you know, and then there's gas. Then there's like fruit.
You got the old school stuff that's like the hazes and skunkies, you know, yeah.
Sour Kims, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no one's really smoking that.
Yeah, facts.
No one, you know, you bring some sour, no one wants that.
See, they say they do, but then you show up with the packs and it's different. And that's what's weird. Yeah. Same with
Skittles, they will. If it's lemon cherry gelato, they will.
Yep.
You know, if it's, you know, design, you know, if it's something different because it's interesting too, because like we see different strains like kind of come on the market, and it's just like it's just got to have a little something different to be like a hit strain.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like taking the lemon cherry gelato and crossing it with like Karma Genetics headbanger or whatever, you know, or like Biker Kush, and then now you have the gas and the sweet, and it brings a different.
I think
depth.
what people are looking for right now the most is like taste, but then the potency behind it too.
Facts.
because all our tolerances are so high right now that it's like, if it's just flour, you know what I mean? You just got to roll a fat joint and you're just hoping that it's fresh so that you get that good, you know what I'm talking about. Where
Absolutely.
like you got to smoke a fresh batch so you don't get tired and the munchies over. You smoke the fresh shit, you're like, you ready to hit the gym. You know what I mean? What's it been like, opening these shops and getting everything going and everything? Like, how are things changing? I see you with the gear on. A lot of moves being made. Talk to us about it, bro, man. A lot of people at home are definitely excited and they definitely looking up to you guys, because I'm not gonna lie, you guys did this in a short period of time, and I'm impressed. I've been out here for a little minute, and it's like, you guys came online, and the next thing I know, I'm driving around and I'm seeing the shops pop up, and I'm like, damn, like it's dope to see. It gives a lot of people hope.
We linked with some my boy Alex and Mike, some Armenian cats from down here. But I ain't gonna lie, bro, them two, like, bro, between all of us, me, Q, Jay, Mike, Alex, like, bro, like we all got our thing that we do, right? And I tell everybody this. I'm like, bro, fucking with my boy, bro, it's like having a cheat code to the game a little bit, like fucking with this fool, bro. You know what I mean? But I don't know. He has got a lot of good connections, a lot of good resources, and we got lucky with especially like our LA store. Bro, that was a gem. That was a complete gem when we got that one. And bro, I would have never thought, like I said, I'd be having stores and shit like this. I would have never thought, but it's dope to see. It's dope to see. I'm still learning a lot of shit as far as like on the the organized aspect of everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all right, one, like we ain't in the trap no more. Like we ain't, you know what I mean? We ain't doing this. Like we ain't doing that. Like, certain things got to be a certain way. And so, I'm still learning and I'm doing all right with it, but it's dope, bro. Like I love to see it. I hope it does motivate other people, because if my motherfucking ass could do it, like ain't no reason why somebody else can't. You know what I mean? But it's just all it be though, bro, is like a lot of people, you and I both know, a lot of people just don't want to put in the footwork to do a lot of shit. You know what I mean? But you could do, you know what I mean? You could definitely, if I could do it, you know what I mean? I ain't nothing special. You know what I mean? Straight the fuck up.
I feel like for you, it seemed like you came up out of a rough patch and then got yourself together, got things going, got in the gym. And then once you started embracing the right team members and people, you're able to put together this big vision to where now it's global. It's crazy that it's safe to say this is definitely global. That we've seen the bags on people's walls, or in Europe, overseas, like all over. Like it's insane. You know what I mean? So it's dope. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, to know a team from different areas and different, I mean, you guys aren't, you know what I mean? Like it's different cultures, different area, like a lot of different, mixture to the group.
That's actually
now that I'm getting the
things.
Understanding of it. You know what I mean? And it's like, damn, that's dope. I never really knew. I've always wanted it. Selfishly, I wanted to know this story myself. You know what I mean?
It's funny you say it, because that's what it is, bro. It's like we have a small crew from the Bay. I got my guys down here. Like my boy right here that just brought this boxing, like he's from the Bronx. Like my other boy's from Hollister. Like yeah, bro. So it's a lot of us from all around. Like
you
my
guys
other
are
boy's from
hitting
Florida.
every subculture, really, and there's like a representative for everyone. It's really it's dope, man. It really is. And even if it wasn't planned to be like that, the way it came together like that is like it's a movement.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it makes it a movement.
It's and I mean really like it's I don't know, I feel like there's like a circle, like a circle that I wanted to always do, like say from the Bay, and then you start going east, and then you got like I said, like Chicago, Detroit area, you got right there, and they influence a lot of those states around them. Obviously Cali will influence all what's around there, and then you start getting over there, and then you know, you got DC and New York, and you know those places do that. And you coming down, you got Florida that influences a lot of that. So it all, if you really think about it, makes like a big ass circle from Florida. Then you got the Atlanta, then you go to Houston, and then now you're going like to LA, and then it's like back up to the Bay, and you're just like, but all those are all really influential. So I knew that I wanted to try to somewhat be relevant in all of those places, because I knew if I can get them, you know, I could get a hold of everybody else around that area. You know, that's one thing I definitely meant to try to hit.
How do you get to the right plugs? Like if you're in a position like you and you're like, man, I got to get some growers. I got to find the right, like, how do you get to the right guys?
You know, it's crazy. That's another reason why I don't really see why people have excuses nowadays, because bro, Instagram, like now at the time, like bro, Instagram, like you could get a hold of a lot of people that you would never even think that you could get a hold of through Instagram. Like even like some like high profile ass people that you would think would never, but like, bro, like you could shoot your shot and maybe they just having a good day one day, bro. And they just happen to look at your message, and then boom, next thing you know, all behind you just sent the message. But yeah, no, a lot of the time, bro, so Instagram, like a lot of the time when I was going to meeting up with some people that motherfuckers was like, yo, you about to go meet up with these motherfuckers? I'm like, yeah, like that's what I was doing. Like, you know, I was going to meeting up with the people that people thought I was crazy to go meet up with, and they ended up being some of the best people I could have ever met in my life. You know what I mean? So, you know, that worked out.
That, and we used to come from like, yo, if I know that guy, you got to go through me before you get to him. Instagram disrupted, bro, all of that. Everything
shit,
got ripped down, and it's like everyone just jumps over each other
How do you sort that? Like, how do you structure that?
Well, now it like it's kind of hard to kind of like stop that. Like he said, like people are gonna be people. Like that's what they're gonna do. You know,
money's gonna be money.
But as far as with us, we just gotta all be on the same page and like, yo, this is what we doing, and just no matter what goes on, this is what we're doing. And like, so it's like, yeah, you want to go over here, like it's gonna be this. So you go over there, you find out it's still the same. So ain't really none of that. And even like going back with it, like Weed Maps was, is Weed Maps still really big? Weed Maps still really big,
they
right?
are.
All right, so at the time, obviously that was like the main thing that if people wanted to find delivery services or other shit, people go on Weed Maps, right? So they would always tell me like, yo, like, bro, you need to get on Weed Maps. Like, get on Weed Maps. Like, you'll get customers, you get this, you get that. And bro, like going back to like, you know, we came up from the old days where I had to actually go and meet people. That just never sat right with me, bro. Like, I'm going to pay you to fucking give me clients? What? Get the fuck out of here. Like, no, I'm not. I think I'll go find my own fucking clients. What the fuck is wrong with you? For free. You know what I mean? I'll go fucking use this fucking free app that I got on Instagram. I'll fucking use 30 hashtags. I got 1 million hits on each fucking hashtag. You know what I mean? And I'll click every post with that, and that fucking, I'm going to get access to hella fucking people. Yeah, it might take me a little bit more time, but bitch, I ain't never been scared to take the stairs. You know what I mean? I ain't never ever in my life been scared to take the stairs. So, you know what I mean? So that was another one. Like I was very prideful on, and still to this day, motherfuckers will bring up. I know like now it might be different because like the stores and shit like that, but Weed Maps was never ever. I've never been scared to go grab my own clients, bro. Never was none of that. You know what I mean? That's one thing I always was like, yeah, because and then not only that, but like I said, like I feel like a lot of people could relate. You know what I mean? A lot of people could relate to the shit that I've been through. I've probably been through a lot of shit you've been through. And so, I don't know, bro. I've always felt like I could build that relationship with people.
Yeah. No, 100%. Certain people don't mind that aspect. But yeah, that's definitely, I feel like for the shops and shit like that, different things like that. But, you know,
Must have been
delivery,
nuts
stuff like that.
seeing a line wrapped around the store.
Bro, it's crazy.
Bro.
Yeah, what was it like?
Like, I
you
mean,
know?
like wrapped around, not
Bro.
like halfway down.
So look, it was fucked up because they took our Instagram. So we had no Instagram to promote. They took our Instagram. We had no fucking thing to promote. And bro, I was nervous. Cause I don't want to fail at nothing, bro. Like I don't want to fail at nothing. I know that there's a bunch of people on the over there that are just waiting, like, yeah, motherfucker. Like I know they're waiting for that for me, right? And so like I was just nervous because like I felt like I was going into a gunfight with a knife type shit. Like I'm not getting what I need to do what I gotta do. So but it going back to the teamwork thing, bro, like that's what we did. Like just everybody that fucks with me and everybody that fucks with this brand came together, marketed that opening, and to my knowledge, we broke all records for a dispensary opening as far as sales that is to be broken. To my knowledge, I want to say Melrose had it. I want to say they had like it was like 274 or like some shit when they opened on the day. They did like 274.
Wow.
And yeah, wow, right?
Yeah.
But when we did last March, bro, we did like 460.
Ooh.
You feel me?
that
460 on opening day. You know what I mean? With no fucking, bro, no celebrities, like
Yeah.
no celebrity backing. Like don't get me wrong, like we had like a few posts like here and there, but bro, that's never been one of my things like that. Like a lot of people will go try to get the celebrity to do this, do that. Like, nah, bro, you came to that opening that day, you seen every trapper in America. You know what I mean? You seen every fucking trapper in America.
I love it.
There that day doing what the fuck they was doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I loved it, bro. I
Support.
love seeing that. Motherfuckers coming in, spending $30K on merch.
Wow.
Fuck, like, yo, it was crazy. But to see the line wrapped around too, bro, even to the day before when motherfuckers was wrapped around the day before, I'm like, yo. Like, bro, it was unbelievable, bro. Like,
That's
I
crazy.
to this day, like, everyone that was there, like, I tried my best to shake their hand on some, like, yo, bro, thank you. Like, thank you. I always try to tell everybody that. I'll never try to ever let that shit be forgotten. Like, any motherfucker that walks in that door, bro, if I'm there, I'm gonna be like, yo, bro, thank you. Good looking. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck what you buy. Like, you can buy a pre-roll, you can fucking whatever the fuck. If you come in there, bro, you buy anything. Like, you even to walk in the door, like, I'm like, yo, bro, appreciate you. You know what I mean?
From you saying, yo, we need a store, man. We need a store, to actually having like, because your store is futuristic looking. I mean, it's very different from what normal people think is a weed shop. You know what I'm saying? Just to be honest, how hard was it to get that vision to where it is now? Because I mean, that's a crazy ass shop, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, we kind of already had we kind of used the Melrose model. Like obviously we did because they were like kind of one of the first ones with the display cases and little shit like that. So, bro, like I always been one to do that. Like if it's good and it works, like, bro, I can learn something from it, I'm gonna just try to put my little twist on it and try to 2.0 it the way that I can and the way that works for us and do it. But man, we had some excellent designers. Also, I knew it had to be like that. Like off the top, like a lot of our stuff is when you see it, you're just like, oh shit, like it's flashy. It grabs your eye. You know what I mean? So the store had to be the same. I mean, the store had to be the same, and we had to make sure that it was that it stood out from the rest, bro. Like even like with our murals, like I feel like now, if you want to be recognized in like one of the, you know, like one of the tops as far as with these stores, like, bro, like you got to have some nice art up in there now, bro. Like you got to have some nice art. You got to have something nice. And I'm glad that we could be one of the innovators of that.
Yeah, straight up.
So you guys, so this is a big question I always like to ask. So you guys have a new strain. You're like, yo, we have this new strain. How does it work when you're like, we got to come up with a name for it? We got to brand it out. Like, is it a couple people get together? Is it one person smoking a joint coming up with a name? Like, how's that work?
A lot of the time, I would say out of every single bag that we got, except for maybe about 4 to 6. Maybe like 4 to 6 out of everything that we got.
Yeah.
You're looking at them. You know what I mean? You're looking at it, and it was on some. I like to go with what I feel people could relate to, and just like when you look at it, you're like, oh shit, fool, that's fly. Like, you know what I mean? And obviously, like we have a lot of Spanish shit. Obviously, like I'm from a Spanish culture, so you know, we that's why like I end up using a lot of that stuff. But yeah, no, a lot of the time I'm the one that'll smoke the weed, smell the weed, and come up with the concepts behind that. And blessed to just have a team that don't question nothing, bro. They got complete confidence in me and they believe in me. So if I come with something like yo, okay, this is what we're doing, let's go. You know what I mean?
Damn, love that.
I love it too, bro. Like I say, like I'm blessed to everybody that I work with, bro, that's in my immediate circle. Like we all do our part and we all do everything that we're supposed to do. And what the main thing, bro, that I really like about it, like now it's kind of different though now, right? Because like say like I'm doing shit like this, but a lot of the time, bro, people don't know who's who. Yeah. Like people don't know. Like I love that nobody knows that like I did that. Like, you know what I mean? Like I could go somewhere with my boy Bully. They think Bully's like the fucking like King Backpack. I love that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like I love that shit. Like I'll go other places like they think Jay. You know what I mean? They'll think Jay or think, bro, I love that. Like we all are just what we are, bro. Like we're just a unit moving through fucking shit up.
It's like a transformer. Yep. Everyone comes together to create this crazy transformer.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know? And but yeah, so I like that about it because I feel like a lot of the time, you know, people will try to like, oh, yo, I'm this or I'm that. You know what I mean? But nah, bro, this is a complete collective. You know, none of this shit would have ever got to what it is without a collective of people. You know what I mean? I'll never, ever let that shit slip my mind, bro. Like I said, I knew I was going to be all right, but it would have never been able to get to where we at now without some help.
That's with every successful brand out there. No matter what they say, it was a team behind that brand.
Facts.
It took a bunch of people giving everything they got, even if it ended up different or wherever it went from there, right? Like you just can't do it. You can't, it takes a lot of ideas, a lot of different people's backgrounds, and a lot of just that some people, you know, you got a day off. Well, he's not, you know, you feel shitty today. Well, he don't, you know, so however it works, everyone's like, I kind of look at it like a transformer. And I mean, you guys have just crushed it, bro. Like he says, you know, I vividly remember we're in Amsterdam and we're buying weed at a coffee shop, and they got the Backpack Boys thing up there, and they're like just so proud to be like, yo, we rep the best brands in the world, and like they only had like a couple brands up there to show like, no, we know what's good weed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was just dope that like you should be real proud that like people that are not even from America are like, just give you the nod of like, no, we know what good weed is. And then that's what they show you. They show you like a bag of yours or like, you know what I'm saying? It's just sick, bro.
Hell yeah.
Sick.
But one thing too that I take a lot of pride in too, as far as that we were able to do is, you know, everything, bro, that you see us do, like it's us, bro. Like we like, it ain't nothing chatty about us. Like everything that you see us do, every store that you see with that on it, like we did that. Like we did that. Like we don't owe nobody. Like, ain't no corporate investors that we got to answer to. Like it's some real motherfuckers that came from the culture that's still balls deep up in it. You know what I mean? Like everything that we do. Like, you know what I mean? And I love that about it. I feel like we're one of the young Dolphs, as with the young Dolph cannabis brands in the industry, bro. And I love that. I take so much pride in that. You know
Rest in peace, Dolph, man.
Yeah.
Straight the fuck up.
For real.
You guys had a relationship with him, correct?
Well, not me, but some friends of mine did.
Yeah.
Some friends of mine did. And, you know, he loved our bud. He loved good bud, period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, shout out to that dude, man. He's definitely an innovator, and he motivated me as well to do a lot of shit.
What you feel like the future for Backpack Boys?
What I feel the future is, bro, is to just try to just keep going up and just try to just keep opening up doors, keep changing some lives, keep just keep the ball rolling, bro. Like try to put some more steam behind it, and just try to just keep it coming up with new ideas, new smells, new taste. That's really about it. That's kind of really more what I'm trying to put a lot more time into now is start fucking with some breeders, start fucking with a lot more breeders. And because really that's what it is, bro. It's like you said, we all trying to find what's that new thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand. Like, we got some more time with this. Like, yeah. We do. Like, we got, and that's probably gonna be around for a while. You know.
Yeah.
But like what's separating the men from the boys is that like who's gonna come with that new state. You know what I mean? So.
And you should have your breeder, if you end up, because you guys have enough to basically bring someone in house. Just to be honest, like coming from my side, to say you should bring them in and you should take your best heavy hitters and have them make some crosses with those.
Nice.
Because it represents you guys so heavy, right? It's like they are lemon cherry gelato, they are black cherry gelato, they are, and there's certain strains where like you take that and then you let that breeder pitch you directions. You're like, yo, you want to go gas? Let's cross it with these 3 or 4 different things, right? You want to go this way? Let's go like almost like, you know what I'm saying? Like a menu, which way you guys want to go on here? You know what I'm saying? And
that's exactly what we're shooting for now. And it's almost like it's crazy because the same exact thing is my boy gave me his list and is like, yo, like what you want to start putting together. And I'm looking and I'm just like, damn, fool. Like, I don't know. To me though, it's simple. Like we want to kind of find what's the new best thing. I don't correct me if I'm wrong, but okay, you get the hottest shit now. You put them, you know what I mean? And let's, you know what I mean? And let's see if we can get some hotter shit. That's kind of what I'm kind of trying to shoot for now. Just get the latest shit that we got, smack them bitches together, and let's see what we can get up out of there.
They try to make it more difficult. They say it is. I did a breeding project. They say it is. It isn't, bro. You're 100% on point. Take some fire shit, mix it with some other fire shit, and like for what you guys are trying to do and what the culture is about, that's literally what you do. And you're like 100% on. People want to complicate it. Nah, you take some dank and mix it with some dank. Most likely, it's probably going to be dank.
You know, and the only thing is like it's going to take a little time.
Yeah,
like that's it. A lot of people don't really understand the thing of that, but like you said, boom. If you understand that and you know what it is, then bro, let's go. And like at the end of the day, I don't plan on going nowhere no time soon. So we got time.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? We got time. So
not with these batches.
What do you feel like statewide? Like, is there any other states you guys got your eye on, like for expansion wise?
So we have a Detroit store that's going to be opening within probably about 3 or 4 weeks.
Wow, that's fire.
Wow.
We have
So the time this is coming out, the Detroit store will be opening. So go check out Backpack Boys in Detroit.
Yes,
that's crazy. Go get all the flavors. If you're in Detroit, if you're in Michigan, you can now get all the Backpack Boys flavors.
Yes,
or drive in shit. Lemon cherry gelato, black cherry gelato. I mean, so much stuff, bro. It's off the chain.
They so the gold date was 313 because I believe that's their area code out there, 313. So that was the expected the gold date, but for sure within about 3 or 4 weeks that'll be open. And obviously we want to try to get in all the like New York is definitely one that we 100% want to be involved with. Florida, like all the states, I'm pretty sure at some point we'll have something opening. Just waiting for the right deal to be proposed.
The right situations.
That's about it.
That's dope. Then Detroit, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's pretty dope.
Oh man,
DC for me, DC and Detroit were like the first set of motherfuckers that like I would meet and like, yo, where you from? I'm from Detroit. I'm like, you came out here for and meet the next motherfucker. Where you from? Detroit. But those were my first encounters with consistent people was DC and Detroit that I seen. I'm like, oh, y'all ain't fucking around. Like y'all coming out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
But,
big shout out DC. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, that's how that went for me.
You guys got such a strong community with Backpack Boys. You ever thought about doing a lounge?
Hell yeah, bro. I hella want to do that shit. It's obviously that would be like a fucking dream right there. Like
that's where you have your office in the back, right?
Bro, like that would be. And you know what? Someday I wouldn't be surprised if we did have it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if we did. That's definitely a goal, and that I'm pretty sure at someday will be checked off. But that is definitely something that I would like at some point.
Man, I can't wait to see that because you guys got such a community. That would be such a dope meeting place. You get to meet people from all over the world who got the same mindset.
Mixed entertainment with cannabis.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Open the fuck up,
breeding
LA.
ground of just finally being able to be entertained while enjoying some cannabis or like having some food or having, you know, whatever, being in the AC with refreshments, just meeting people, kind of like what Europe has, or now I shouldn't say Europe, but like what Amsterdam has a little bit, Spain, Barcelona
I'm
has a
surprised
little
there ain't
bit.
more of that shit out here, bro. Like I was surprised.
You know,
They're
it's
trying to
crazy.
whore it out. They're like, oh well, we can make money off this. Hold on, let's charge $1 million and let's only let out 6 people are able to have, and then half the people sit on the license and don't do nothing, right? And then other cities, instead of saying they're smoking lounges like there are bars, you don't get to vote on them. They just are there because people need them. It's a necessity to some degree, right? They let people vote on them. So certain, just like you do dispensaries, a lot of counties said, no, we don't want any, because of course they don't even know what it is. No, we don't want that. We don't want a lounge. So then they say, okay, you guys don't, for 4 or 6 years, you have a moratorium, no lounges. We'll vote on it in a couple years when we figure out what it is. And so that happens, and it's just like, so now you got 3 counties, but then you go up to SF and you got some absolutely phenomenal lounges.
Yeah.
Like, and LA is just, you guys have such a subculture for the lounge that I just see you guys
like
crushing that.
Barbary Coast, the
Yeah.
Green
Yeah.
Door. I remember the Green Door. We would go up there and we would see like comedy shows would be coming to town.
Upstairs?
Yeah. And you could go up there and smoke and watch, you know, a comedian perform. And like, that was only in the Bay.
Crazy.
You know, you could only find that in the Bay, really, you know?
When you say too, Barbary Coast has a really nice one.
Yeah, I love that one because you go in there and I'm like, okay, there's a businessman in a suit here. There's another dude here. It's just like mixed culture all around where you're just like, you really see all the weed smokers.
Nice.
You're like, wow, this is
it's a
like
vibe.
this is like a room full of people that you wouldn't think would be smoking weed in the same room together.
Especially
And this-
Barbary Coast. That's you get definitely get a whole bunch of that up in there. I've only
Yeah.
been there a few times, but when I did, it was exactly what you said. I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit, well, I didn't know this fool
It's a
probably
little
smoked
vibe.
weed. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen old ladies dabbing. I mean,
Yeah.
like straight up, like, you know, 70, 80-year-old ladies taking dabs and shit. And I was like, this is epic. But no, Barbary Coast. But yeah, LA has a huge gap with that. And we need that because you guys represent the culture real well down here with one of those. I know that.
Hell yeah.
So
Hopefully at some point we can get that shit going.
you tied in with cartel money, I see here.
Yeah, yes, sir. That's my bro's brand. He's been fucking with that for quite some time. Me personally, I would like to say over the last year, maybe I could be biased, but I thought that was like one of the rookies of the year as far as like to come in the industry. They did great numbers and they're heavily wanted as far as from the brands that we have under our banner. That's one of the most heavily wanted outside of ours. And my boy reminds me of myself, bro. He's not afraid to put his feet to the pavement and go do what needs to be done to get shit done. So anybody that's like that, I can fuck with that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Anybody that's like that.
Is that something you guys are looking to do? Is break, as you get on and build more of a platform, break a few more brands and
No, so basically right now, we developed somewhat a little bit of an umbrella. So we have us and 5 Points, obviously, but then underneath us we got Big Al's. That's like, I would say like I consider Big Al's like a Horace Grant, like an old school vet, but you know they've been around, but they still got a little bit in them. You know what I mean? And
Big shout out to homie Plushers.
yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Yeah,
shout
shout
we
out
know.
Big Al's.
We
You
know
already
from
know.
way back. Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
oh,
he been around for a while, but even before this was even what it was, like I knew Big Al's. You know what I mean? So Big Al's, we got LA Traffic, we got Cartel Money, we have a few Connoisseurs brand. We have a few other brands underneath us, but yeah, that's kind of our thing, is trying to try to build a little umbrella of other brands underneath us, start spitting out fires right alongside of us.
So
Yeah.
So let me ask a question, because I'm a fan of business, but I'm more of a grower. I love so you see yourself in some guy like this and you say, man, this guy, he's got something. I want to lend a hand and put that. Basically, so you kind of talked about teamwork and how people came into your life and were able to lend and help you. Is that what you're doing kind of with these guys? You're like, you see something and you're like, man, this guy's going to be just like me. I want to.
Yeah. So therefore, like with him, it was on some, we linked, had a conversation. I felt like we were on the same page. I see how the guy's moving. He's doing everything that he's doing to help make his situation better. And I'm noticing that like I like the name. I like the name, and I feel like it fit good with what we were doing. I felt like it fit good with us, with the demographic that we pull. I feel like that fit right in with that. And so it was kind of one of those things. And I felt like he needed the same thing that I needed when I was just, you know, a little bit of assistance in certain things that I just didn't know how to do. You know what I mean? And so now I could pay it forward with some of these other guys. And I see that they're already doing good. You know what I mean? Maybe we could be the ones to give them the same little thing that Garrison Lane gave us.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so here we are, just paying it forward and trying to go. And now he got a bunch of motherfuckers that he's starting to do the same for. So that's what I feel like it's all about, bro. You know
it's a cycle.
That's
a cycle that continues to grow. You know? That's dope, man. Any shout outs or anybody you want to touch base with? Man,
shout out to the First Smoke podcast, First Smoke of the Day podcast for sure.
Appreciate that.
You know what I mean? But nah, man, just shout out to my whole crew, bro. Like there's too many to name. I don't want to be that guy sitting here naming 55
you forget
fucking names.
too, and it's a mess, man.
But shout out to the whole squad, bro. Shout out to the whole squad. Shout out for you guys for having me here. Just shout out to everybody doing what we do, bro. I love what I do. And every single day I wake up blessed, bro, and I'm happy as fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm happy as fuck to be doing this shit and to be sitting here talking about some fucking weed.
I know,
you
right?
Know what I mean? Like, that shit fly.
Having stores, having gear, you know, about to open up in Detroit. You downplay it a lot, but man, you guys are doing major things, bro, in a major way and in quick timing. You know, almost like you've been here before. So it's well respected and people love it. And I've been a fan, and I know a lot of other people have been fans of it too. So you guys keep creating and doing what you guys do, man, because the game loves it.
Hell yeah.
You know, the game really loves it.
I appreciate that.
Up.
Is there anything in that box we should see?
That's it. Lemon cherry gelato.
The lemon cherry gelato, the loud.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, man.
You already know it's Pat Gods, Black Leaf, got Backpack Boys in the building, man. It's episode 39, season 4. Appreciate you guys. Peace. What's up? I want to take a second to talk about Grow Generation, the largest hydroponic retailer in the country. Over 60 stores nationwide. Go to growgeneration.com and enter in the code FIRSTSMOKE. Become a part of the family. Let's go where the pros go to grow.
Hey, calling all breeders and growers to the world's largest online seed bank, NeptuneSeedBank.com. Check out this. I got goodies from all the best breeders in the market. To go here and change your game in your garden, go to NeptuneSeedBank.com. You can get Black Leaf and you can get all the best breeders in the game. NeptuneSeedBank.com. First Smoke of the Day sent you.
Let's talk about Athena, one of the #1 nutrient companies in the world. Athena Nutrients. Black Leaf, tell them how you use IPM in your garden.
Athena IPM, one of the best products out right now for IPM management. This product passed testing for legal facilities and is what I use in my garden. Black Leaf approved, Athena IPM.
This product and all other products, AthenaAG.com. Go check them out. Appreciate you guys.
Yo, welcome to the Diamond Mine. The DiamondMine.LA, California source for boutique genetics. Powered by yours truly, Black Leaf. And you know what that means? That means I'm bringing my best genetics into this. I'm bringing stuff I've been hiding, harboring away, stuff I haven't wanted to let out. We're bringing all that into the DiamondMine.LA, and we're going to offer that to California. Go on our website, hit the newsletter, and see if you can rock with us. Get on board with some of our genetics and change your garden. The DiamondMine.LA, powered by Black Leaf.
We're here holding Power SI, and we want to talk a little bit about what this can do for your garden.
It's a game-changing product I use in my garden. Foliar, res feeds. I recommend it to all growers. This is a game changer.
Go to Power SI and enter in the code FIRSTSMOKE to get a discount. Yo, we're right here at TLC Collective, home of the Jungle Boys, where they've been playing with fire since 2006, right here in Los Angeles, California. It's at Jungle Boys on all social media, jungleboys.com, and if you want to see for yourself, come right here to TLC Collective, man. Let's check it out.